Hello, everyone. It is my pleasure to share with you the information regarding our abstract, Performance Inspection of Patient Monitors in Healthcare Institution in Bosnia and Herzegovina. My name is Lejla Gurbeta, and I'm assistant professor at International Birch University here in Sarajevo, Bosnia and Herzegovina. Also, I'm technical director at a company called Badlab, also located in Sarajevo, Bosnia and Herzegovina. The work that I'm about to present to you is based on the data acquired by a company, Badlab, which is actually a medical device inspection laboratory and, let's say it like this, clinical engineering body in Bosnia and Herzegovina. So I'm presenting the work that is done by the team. And you can see that in this team, we have a young researcher, colleague Almir, who actually did this research. He is currently enrolled in master studies regarding clinical engineering and biomedical engineering. And he's constantly working on yearly inspections of medical devices here in healthcare institutions in Bosnia and Herzegovina. I already introduced myself, and among the two of us in our team, there is also colleague, Professor Almir Badjnevic, who is Director of Medical Device Inspection Laboratory Badlab and also professor at two universities here in Bosnia and Herzegovina, University of Sarajevo and International Birch University. So we're all collaborating with the Clinical Engineering Division of IFMB, and it is our pleasure to present the findings that we have acquired during past year. So as you can see, I'm presenting the title, Performance Inspection of Patient Monitors in Healthcare Institutions in Bosnia and Herzegovina. So performance inspections of medical devices are part of legal metrology framework here in Bosnia and Herzegovina. So patient monitors can, from a metrological point of view, can be seen as a multi-parameter measuring systems. And as a measuring system, they for sure have its own measurement error. So in medical devices, these measurement errors can be observed in terms of clinical effectiveness. When the device performance is not in allowed limits of measurement errors, it produces the effects intended by manufacturer relative to the medical condition. So it's pretty important that the performance of each medical device, once it is used in healthcare institution, is in these allowed limits. So potentially it doesn't harm or cause the death to the patient. So here in Bosnia and Herzegovina, medical devices are part of legal metrology framework, and every information about this legal metrology framework you can find in a book that is published by our group in 2018, and it is entitled Inspection of Medical Devices for Regulatory Purposes, published by Springer. So in our study, we use the data on patient monitors obtained from different healthcare institutions. So from primary healthcare institutions, hospitals in Bosnia and Herzegovina, and also 3 clinical centers here in Bosnia and Herzegovina. To prevent medical device related incidents, we as a clinical engineers around the world are emphasizing the need for effective health technology management and assessment frameworks to be adopted. And this legal metrology framework adopted in Bosnia and Herzegovina is one example of, let's say, successful frameworks that ensure safety and performance of medical device once they are used, which is pretty important as the topic of post-market surveillance is getting more and more of interest for the community. So the goal of our research, and actually not just research, but all these activities that we are conducting within Badlab, is that every patient is treated with safe and accurate medical devices. In this case, I'm talking only about patient monitors. And here on the slide, on these 2 figures, you can see how it looks like in in healthcare institutions. Our technicians, here Amar on the figure, you can see, they are going to healthcare institutions and they are inspecting patient monitors as they are used in healthcare institutions. So they're noticing even the environment in which these patient monitors are used. So the first part of the inspection is visual inspection of the device, whether the cables are okay, whether the device is used in appropriate environment, does it have any electromagnetic disturbances, potential disturbances, etc., etc. So our goal with these yearly inspections is to minimize the effects of medical devices performance error on diagnosis and, in case of patient monitor, in treatment result. So this legal metrology framework and this inspection procedure for patient monitor actually present let's say, standardized evidence-based health technology assessment framework, which can be utilized in post-market surveillance of medical devices in healthcare institutions by independent third bodies such as inspection laboratory, as VERLAB is, since VERLAB is accredited according to the international standard ISO 17020. So the final users of of the data or of the goals of this research can be national regulatory bodies that conduct the survey on medical devices nationally, of course, healthcare institutions because they are using these medical devices, and in the end, general public, because anytime we can be a patient that requires a service in these healthcare institutions, and for sure we want this service from healthcare institution to be accurate and safe for ourselves and for other patients as well. So you can see that our research presents the results of that is based on 2,118 patient monitor inspections. So you can see that we have done these inspections in 6-year period, and during this 6-year period we have noticed a drop of around 5.38% of patient monitor fault rate. So improvement of not only device performance and safety was reported, but also improvement of management of these devices within healthcare institutions was detected as well. So you can see here on the slides on the right side what kind of medical devices were used in healthcare institutions, and there was nobody to prevent these kind of devices being used on patients. So you can see deterioration in cables, showing of parameters that is not accurate, that is beyond the allowed error limits. So based on this independent inspection by inspection body, as a result of the report, these medical devices were either serviced or removed from everyday practice, and that is one big step in ensuring safety of patients and the accuracy of diagnosis and treatment that is provided. So this framework represents evidence-based clinical engineering at healthcare institutions at national level, because as a result of inspection, every healthcare institution gets a report for every device that is inspected. This report consists of results of visual inspection, but also it consists of results of performance inspection. So we inspect patient monitors by a different set of parameters. For example, heart rate, the amplitude of the voltage signal, then respiration, the level of oxygen in the blood, and all other possible parameters that patient monitor can measure. So we do this yearly, year by year, and all of these results are not only stored on the papers which healthcare institutions get, but also we have developed a digital tool that is connected to our database. So it offers an overview of the device performance in this 6-year period. So if we have a lot of data, and we do, we are able to provide analytics for a single medical device that is being used in healthcare institution. So eventually, using the artificial intelligence algorithms, we will be able to say or to detect the moment when the performance of these medical devices is going outside of the technical specification that is marked by the manufacturer. So as a result of this framework, this national database of medical devices, in this case of patient monitor, was created. So it enables activities of post-market surveillance here in Bosnia and Herzegovina. Also, management of patient monitors in healthcare institution was digitized, as I said, by using this digital tool to manage results of inspections of medical devices, in this case, patient monitors. So this digitalization contributed to more effective planning of spare parts exchange based on safety and performance data analysis, as I mentioned. Just to be clear, these inspections are done according to the procedure which is accredited by the ISO 17020 international standard. And all of these inspections are performed by a calibrated etalon for measurement of all of these parameters at patient monitor. In Verla, we use Fluke Biomedical Pro Sim 8 etalon, but the important part of this etalon is this calibration by the international standard ISO 17025 and documented traceability chain for every parameter that we are measuring. So those are briefly our activities and what are we doing here in Bosnia and Herzegovina, in hope that all of our activities are contributing to the safety of patients that are getting services in healthcare institutions. And this is just a small contribution for from a group of clinical engineers and engineers toward these patients and users of healthcare services in Bosnia and Herzegovina. I hope that all other colleagues are having a great Congress and that there is a lot of knowledge shared and a lot of experience shared. So if you have any inquiry regarding the activities that we are doing here in Bosnia and Herzegovina, feel free to contact us on the email addresses that are presented in this presentation. Thank you very much and goodbye.